Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Trending Politics Live. Clayton Kearns here again, everyone. Excuse me. From trendingpolitics.com. Good to be back with you yesterday. I took a little bit of a bye yesterday. It was everything was getting a lot. I had a lot to catch up on, and but I'm happy. I'm excited to be back with you guys here today. So let's jump right into it, you guys. First of all, I want to always remind you guys to make sure you're checking out trendingpolitics.com. We are getting so many stories up on there. Also, you guys, make sure to check out one of our partners. I know many of you guys are sick and tired of Drudge. He has for some reason become anti-Trump. So if you guys go to protrumpnews.com, we are partnered with them. They work with us. They share our stories. They have a lot of great pro-Trump stuff. So basically, they are the new Drudge, if you will. The layout is very similar to how he used to be. So go to protrumpnews.com. Those guys are amazing. Go check them out, everybody. So let's jump right into it, everyone. We have got a lot to talk about. First of all, this morning, this is why I like to do these live streams a little bit later in the day. I know for some of you in the East Coast, it's already, your day is starting to kind of wrap up a little bit. Some of us on the West Coast, it's just starting or just hitting the middle of the day. So, but we get to see some of these clips on the fly. And today, Kayleigh McEnany absolutely went off on a reporter. As many of you guys know, last night, President Trump held a press conference. He held a town hall where he was asked questions. Now, in my personal opinion, I think many of the questions were plants. They were a little too on the nose, criticism-wise, to be just like random questions that someone could ask, but whatever. But last night, he said something about not everyone being totally on board with the fact of masks. And a reporter tried to call Kayleigh McEnany out on it today, and Kayleigh absolutely destroyed her, saying that you guys take President Trump out of context all of the time. Watch and enjoy.
I have two questions. You said that the president was talking about wearing a mask improperly last night, touching it, referring to what Dr. Fauci has said. But he said, quote, "There are people that don't think masks are good." That's clearly not what the CDC director thinks, since he said today that masks are important, powerful public health tool we have. They could be even more protective against COVID than a vaccine. So have any medical experts told the president that masks aren't good, or is he only citing non-medical experts like he did last night?
He's referring to the fact that when used appropriately, they can have unintended consequences, much like what Dr. Fauci said. It's not providing the perfect protection that people think that it is, and oftentimes there are unintended consequences. So the president agrees with Dr. Fauci that mask wearing is good. It's recommended. The president's continually recommended it from this podium, but he was just pointing out some of the unintended consequences if not used appropriately.
Now, wait for it.
He didn't say that. He just said there are people that think
did.
masks aren't.
Do you have his whole exchange? Would you like to read it out?
I watched it last night.
Where
He
he
said
went
there
and
are
talked
people
about-
who don't think masks are good. He didn't say improperly or anything like that.
He went on in a very... Unfortunately, a bunch of you are very keen on doing selective editing of the president's quotes and not referring to the second half. Directly under that statement, he talked about a waiter touching the mask, then touching a plate, and that being an unintended effect of wearing a mask. That is an example of a mask not being used appropriately.
Waiters don't think masks are good.
And he described the exact scenario in which a mask could have an unintended consequence if not used appropriately. And we can send you the clip. We'll put it up on Twitter for you.
That's okay. I just wanted to see if there's any medical experts who have said that.
And they have, and I just read Dr. Fauci's quote. So go ahead.
Yes, I've read Dr. Fauci's quote.
Oh man, you guys, this is ridiculous. The media, I don't know how at this point the media acts like they are unbiased. How in any way, shape, or form they can think that they are fair towards the president of the United States and his staff and the press secretary. It is absurd. If that reporter would have watched the entire clip, she would have seen that President Trump... Now, here's the problem with the media. The media takes every single sentence and every single word that President Trump utters out of his mouth, and they critique every word and how he says this and how he frames this. Everybody has to know that President Trump is not sitting there carefully planning out every single word he says. I'm sorry, but if you guys haven't figured that out by now, then you don't know President Trump. He's been on the stump for 5 years now. If the media has not figured out that President Trump doesn't try to, say things in the most eloquent fashion. He just says what's on his mind. And the media is freaking out about it. So last night he was asked about mask wearing, and he says, at first the doctors weren't saying that they were the best thing in the world. Now I encourage mask wearing, but they're not the perfect solution because you have waiters at the table who were at my table last night fixing it, nudging it, and then touching the plate. Well, if all these particles are getting on the mask and then the servers are touching their masks and then touching the plates, how sanitary is that? And yes, President Trump said the words, there are people who don't think masks are good, but the media, they fall into this trap every single time. They don't understand that President Trump isn't trying to say everything in the most perfect manner. They don't understand that, but it just doesn't seem to matter to the media. But either way, bravo to Kayleigh McEnany because she absolutely ended her. And what's amazing to me is the fact that the media still tries to tell the American people that they are not biased. Like, that is the most absurd thing in the world to me, you guys. So let me know what you think about that. Now, Kayleigh McEnany wasn't done on the day. She also, this is going to bring us right into our next topic. She talked about the historic signing of the peace, the Abraham Accords yesterday, and I want to show you it here.
He thinks it's certainly possible that some other countries could come into the fold. We know Bahrain came just 29 days after the United Arab Emirates made this agreement. So we think we could be seeing some other countries in short order. And this is remarkable. 3 peace deals in 29 days. Of course, Serbia, Kosovo as well, the economic normalization, 2 Nobel Peace Prize nominations. The media said that the Middle East would be chaos when we moved the embassy to Jerusalem, when the president came in. Quite to the contrary. This president's the great peacemaker. And has achieved history here, something that hasn't been seen in a quarter of a century.
Absolutely. So that's leading us right into yesterday, you guys. An absolutely historic scene, a beautiful scene. I don't understand how anyone can take a look at what President Trump is doing and still think that he is this disgusting dictator of a human being. These people obviously have no idea how to be fair in a situation. But yesterday, Bahrain, we had Israel, we had the United Arab Emirates, and United States of America all coming together and signing the Abraham Accords. It was an absolutely beautiful scene, you guys. I just want to recap some of it here because I didn't get a chance to be with you guys yesterday, and it was just amazing to see. So first of all, we got a little glimpse of it here, but here's the historic moment of the signing. Accords.
They will each sign 4 copies, 1 in English, 1 in Hebrew, and 2 in Arabic.
Comment below if you're for peace in the Middle East, everyone. I want to see your comments. And see President Trump, he's just vibing with the guy. That's what I love about this guy, man. He's such a people person. He's really great. But that's not all. Yesterday, President Trump did something that Barack Hussein Obama would have never done because we all know how Obama felt about the state of Israel. To be honest, he despised the state of Israel. His rhetoric was absolutely disgusting to one of our longest-standing allies. But yesterday, President Donald J. Trump gave Benjamin Netanyahu the key to the White House. Check it out.
It was a special token of affection given by myself and the First Lady to Prime Minister and the First Lady of Israel. And it's a key. We call it a key to the White House. And it's a key to our country and to our hearts. And you've been an amazing leader for a long period of time, and this is in many respects the big day because this is something that's very special. And, we just left UAE and Bahrain. We're going to meet outside in a ceremony, and it's just a very important event, and it's an honor to have you with us, baby. Thank you very much.
And so that's just a beautiful moment right there. I mean, you guys, after seeing President Obama take Israel for granted and just to trash their country as he did on a yearly basis whenever the two would come together, the whole signing of the Iran deal and then seeing Benjamin Netanyahu go off that day, as many of you guys saw at the UN, he just absolutely unloaded that the United States would sign this Iran deal. And thank God that President Trump is in office. We got to keep him in here, guys, because I got to say, if Biden and Harris get in, then our relationship with the Middle East and Israel will go down the tube. They hate Israel. We know that. There is a huge anti-Semitism brewing in the Democrat Party right now with Ilhan Omar, with Rashida Tlaib. You guys, like, it could get very, very bad. And so thank God that we have President Trump in office. Barack Obama would have never given a key to the White House to Israel. So anyways, and then yesterday was such a good day for President Trump that even CNN had to admit that it was a historic day.
We are watching an historic peace agreement here at the White House being signed between these three nations and the United States. I want to bring in Vivian Salama as well as Oren Lieberman, who is in Jerusalem, and Caitlin Collins is following this from the White House. So, Vivian, this is certainly a big day, this peace accord normalizing relations between Israel and these two Arab nations, Bahrain and the UAE. What is your takeaway as you're watching this moment?
Brianna, obviously a very significant day for the Middle East with regard to this historic moment, also for the Trump administration, President Donald Trump in particular. I mean,
you know it's a bad day for CNN. You know it's a bad day for CNN and an incredibly good day for Trump when even they are saying that it's a good day for Trump, a historic day. And of course, they took their jabs on Twitter and on their news networks and saying little social distancing and hardly any masks at this White House event. But what else did we expect? They're never going to give President Trump a perfect day. They're never going to give President Trump, everything. So, but the fact that even they had to admit that it was a good day for President Trump is awesome to see. Also, outside of the Old City in Jerusalem, this was the scene last night, everyone. The 4 flags waving here digitally. Absolutely beautiful scene in Jerusalem there, you guys. It was just a beautiful thing to see yesterday. And then just to kind of really take it all in and everything that the Trump administration has done between de-escalating tensions with North Korea, getting the embassy done and built in Jerusalem, a normalization. And that's not all, you guys. Yesterday, President Trump announced that there are up to 9 more nations who are on the docket for normalization with Israel, you guys. Think about it. It took 26 years to get one deal done with Israel, and now we're on the brink of many, many more. Check out what Trump had to say yesterday.
Listen to the 3 world leaders today, and these are highly respected leaders and countries. UAE is a tremendously respected warrior. I mean, they're warriors. They're a very strong, respected country. If you listen to what they said, nobody thought of the plan that I thought of. And it's going around the back door. I call it going around the smart door and coming in a different way. And we have many other countries going to be joining us, and they're going to be joining us soon. We'll have, I think 7 or 8 or 9. We're going to have a lot of other countries joining us, including the big ones. We already have the big one, but including the big ones.
So, so he was saying even Saudi Arabia. Later he said even Saudi Arabia could be on the docket here. I mean, you guys, this is just incredible. Sadly, if President Trump does get somehow elected or, taken out of office, bad things are going to happen, you guys. I wouldn't be surprised if Joe Biden would pull the plug on all of this, you guys. If Joe Biden and Obama wanted peace, they would have gotten it done. If they would have wanted better relations with Israel, they would have gotten it done. And I don't think that Joe Biden has changed his tune on Israel just overnight. It's no secret where Obama and Biden stood with the state of Israel. And the whole administration attacked them in a disgusting way for 8 years. Guys, we need to reelect President Trump. We need to, you guys. There would be absolute chaos here. These peace deals would fall apart. So Let's pray that President Trump gets back in office, you guys, and let me know what you think about these deals, these normalization deals, you guys. I want to see your opinion. So please let me know there in the comments below. Now, this next topic, you guys, is a big one. It's a very, very big one. If you're watching this on Facebook, then or YouTube, then you are most likely concerned in some way, shape, or form with censorship. You are concerned with how social media giants are biased against conservatives. You're concerned with the fact that we may or may not have free speech on these platforms. Well, I have some bad news for you. In my humble opinion, I actually have some pretty solid proof of this anti-conservative bias. And I know that the fact checkers are watching, so hello to you. And the reason why I know that they're watching is because they gave me a fact check on one of these live streams. And guess which live stream it was? The 9/11 memorial stream that I did last Friday. So we're going to get into this, guys. I recommend, if you care at all about censorship and free speech, I want you to sit here with me for the next few minutes as I break this down, because you're going to get an in-depth, behind-the-scenes look at exactly how Facebook fact checkers operate. And just to let you guys know, they don't get their hands dirty. They don't get their hands dirty. They outsource their fact checking to third-party entities. So it's up to these third-party entities to tell us what to basically censor us. But things get even worse here. So let me start off by saying this. On Friday, September 11th, I covered this story. Now, to the fact checkers watching, I am, how can I say this to appease you guys? I am not saying that this is true or false. All I'm doing is reporting a tweet that was tweeted on September 11th, okay? I hope that's satisfactory to everyone out there. So, the Sergeants Benevolent Association for the NYPD on September 10th, the other day, last week, said that the story of President Trump providing paid workers to help in 9/11 is a fact, okay? All I did was say that the SBA said this, all right? Well, guess what? A couple days later, we get two fact checks from two different fact-checking organizations, PolitiFact and Lead Stories. Check it out right here. They're saying, PolitiFact is saying, it's not clear if Trump actually paid hundreds of workers to help with search and rescue. Lead Story says there's no evidence to prove that it happened. But guess what? Neither of these entities have any proof that it didn't happen. All I'm doing is I'm sourcing the word of sergeants in the NYPD. I would feel like that's a pretty good source. You would think that if they were pushing a left-wing narrative, that they would be opposed to that as well, right? So anyways, so they hit us with this fact check, and that's when I start to lose it. I lost my patience with them because we are an influential website. Some of you guys know, we are actually a top, according to similarweb.com, a top 3,000 website in the country. Right now, we're number 2,777, 777s. Good luck. So they basically fact-checked us saying, whoa, I know this story is 20 years old, but, there's no evidence to prove that Trump paid workers to be on the ground that day. But they have no evidence to prove that it didn't happen. Just like there's no actual evidence to prove that Trump called veterans suckers and losers. But guess what? The entire left-wing media let everyone go on with that freaking story, didn't they? Facebook let that story be published. Facebook let that story go viral, even though we couldn't prove that it happened. But guess what? Facebook let everyone talk about it, right? And slander President Trump and say that he called veterans losers and suckers. Are you freaking kidding me? So I talk about a story that's 20 years old, basically 19 years old, and that has no bearing on the 2020 election, and confirmed, or at least confirmed in some way by the sergeants of the NYPD Benevolent Association. And we get a fire squad of two fact checkers coming at us and saying, whoa, I wouldn't say that Trump did that. Now, so what I did is I lost my patience. I got a little pissed off. I got to be honest with you. I sent them an email and I said, hey, I want to point you guys to a video. Right now, everyone on Facebook, you are watching this on Wednesday, September 16th at 12:21 Pacific Standard Time. Right now, if you go through Gavin Newsom, governor of California's videos on Facebook, guess what you're going to find? You're going to find a video up from over 2 years ago of Gavin Newsom lying, saying that President Trump referred to all immigrants as animals, and that is fake news. That never happened. He was only referring to MS-13 gang members. But guess what? On Gavin Newsom's Facebook right now, on a video that has over 15,000 engagements, over 10,000 comments, and over 500,000 views, this is what Gavin Newsom says. And I don't know if you can read it. I'm going to read it for you. It says Trump refers to immigrants as animals. Now, this is fake news. This didn't happen. And they go on to say, today, the president of the United States referred to immigrants as animals. Intentionally dehumanizing an entire group of people is something that slave owners and Nazis did. It's the kind of hateful rhetoric that leads to hate crime and genocides. So you have Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, who has a huge Facebook page, a huge following, influence, gravitas, and guess what? He is comparing Trump to Nazis and saying that his rhetoric could lead to genocide. But it's fake news. Do you know why? This clip right here is cut off at the wrong freaking time. Do you know why? Because right before President Trump said the animals remarks, a woman asked him about MS-13, the violent illegal immigrant gang, MS-13. I believe they're from El Salvador. They brutalize people. They rape people. They kill people. They cut off body parts. They're disgusting human beings. MS-13 is full of animals, and I'm not afraid to say it. But guess what? This video cut that part off. They only start the video where it says, we have people coming into the country that are animals. President Trump was not freaking referring to all immigrants. He was referring to MS-13 gang members. That's who he was referring to. But guess what? Facebook lets this stay live. It's still getting thousands of views, hundreds of comments, thousands of shares. And we wonder why people hate President Trump. We wonder why people think he's a racist. We wonder why everyone in the world has a question in their mind of like, oh my God, is he a racist or not? I wonder why. It's because Facebook lets crap like this to come up. So I send them this video. I ask them, I said, okay, excuse me, since you're so concerned about this 19-year-old story of President Trump sending help on 9/11, can you tell me about this story? Because this is still relevant to today. This is being used in political ads today to attack President Trump. And it's a complete hoax. This is what they told me. PolitiFact said this. We fact-checked it. It's on our website. We fact-checked it. But look at the middle sentence here. And I have blurred out the person's name because I don't want people to go and dox them and go after them. However, now read the middle line. However, Facebook's third-party fact-checking program, which PolitiFact participates in, stipulates that posts and ads from politicians are not eligible to be fact-checked. That said, PolitiFact rates politicians' statements daily, including those made by Governor Newsom, which you can see here. Now, don't think that they're off the hook here. What they're saying is this, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, guys, we fact-checked it on PolitiFact.com, but according to Facebook, even if a politician makes a false statement, they aren't going to be fact-checked. So Gavin Newsom, his claims on PolitiFact.com are technically fact-checked. So that's the loophole. But here's the problem. Nobody gets their cup of coffee every morning and goes to PolitiFact.com and says, hey, yo, I wonder what the politicians are lying to me about today. Nobody freaking does that. Nobody does that. People are on Facebook. People are on Instagram. That's where people are watching all of these damn videos. So the fact that you have this video up of President Trump that is complete garbage, complete BS and fake news. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that PolitiFact has these links here saying that Trump's animals comments are taken out of context, because nobody is reading these damn articles. Nobody is clicking on these damn links. People are on Facebook. They're on their phones. And if they come across a video of Gavin Newsom saying some garbage, guess what? They're going to believe it. So they're going to believe that President Trump called all immigrants animals, and it didn't happen. Lead Stories, the other fact checkers, they also said this. They said, I do know they have a special policy regarding content from politicians. So basically, a politician can say whatever the hell they want on Facebook and they won't be fact checked. But that's not entirely true, because if your name is Donald J. Trump, then yes, you can be fact-checked. In fact, you can have a post taken down of yours. Let's dive into it here. Let me show you stone cold proof that this does happen, according to NBC News themselves. Facebook and Twitter removed Trump posts over coronavirus misinformation. This is from April 6th. It says, April 5th. I'm sorry, everybody. August 5th. This video includes false claims that a group of people is immune from COVID-19, which is a violation of our policies around harmful COVID misinformation, a Facebook spokesperson said. So what President Trump actually said is that children are almost immune. He didn't say that children are immune. He said that children are almost immune. Now, should he have said it or not? That's up to you to say. But guess what? Facebook's assertion that they do not fact check politicians is total garbage and total BS. It is absolutely fake news. Because why? If there is a claim that they deem to be dangerous enough, guess what? They're going to fact check the hell out of it. And if it's against a politician that they don't like, then guess what? They're going to fact check it. So Gavin Newsom can say whatever the hell he wants about President Trump. And there is not even a fact-checked label on this video, people. Check this out. There's not even a fact-check label on this story right here. It's total fake news. But you can go on Facebook right now, and over 500,000 people who have seen this freaking video think that Trump said it. So in summary, Facebook fact-checkers are more worried about a 19-year-old story about President Trump helping out on 9/11 that has no bearing on the 2020 election, and that the sergeants of the NYPD are saying is true. But they are not going to fact check Gavin Newsom because he's a politician and they don't want to be the arbiters of truth, unless you're a website like ours. Now, we're a big website. According to SimilarWeb.com, we're a top 3,000 website in the country, and I'm grateful for that. But guess what? Gavin Newsom has name recognition. More people know who Gavin Newsom is than Clayton Kearns. Okay, he has more gravitas. He has a lot more influence than I do. But guess what? He can go on Facebook and say this garbage, and nothing's going to happen to him. He doesn't even have a label on here saying that this is misleading. It's garbage. It's fake news. And Facebook and their fact checkers should be ashamed of themselves that there's such a double standard. So you're watching this live. I don't know if this video is going to stay up. We will download the YouTube version and put it up on trendingpolitics.com if this does get taken off of YouTube. This is going to be a true test of Facebook's free speech, because I showed rock solid proof. I didn't mislead anyone. I gave you guys disclaimers. Let's see what happens. So I hope you guys that gave you a little bit of a glimpse into the type of things that we've been dealing with over the last couple days here at trendingpolitics.com. It's absolutely absurd. And honestly, you guys, I just I don't know what to say anymore at this point. I'm gonna go through some of your guys' comments here. You know, you guys, I don't know what else to say. But thank you guys for staying with us. Guys, look, we are definitely being censored, so make sure you're always going to Trending Politics. And I'm going to finish off with on a high note. I'm going to show you guys an amazing video, so don't go anywhere, okay? I'm going to end this off on a positive note. I know I got heated there for you guys there for a minute, but I had to get this all out. We're going to be publishing this video a little bit later, so I wanted to make sure I covered all the information there. So, guys, we are being censored. Make sure that you're going to trendingpolitics.com, everybody. Now, we are starting to assemble the October edition of our physical Trending Politics newsletter. Now, the great thing about this is the good old-fashioned ink and paper, you guys. Facebook can't fact-check this right here. They can't. Twitter can't fact-check this. We do always tell the truth, and we always tell the facts of the story, but they can't censor us here. So go to tpnewsletter.com, because we are starting to construct the October newsletter, and there's no censorship in the written word on good old-fashioned ink and paper, you guys. So we're going to be talking about wildfires. We're going to be talking about everything. We're going to be talking about fake news, the upcoming election. Make sure you get on this list. tpnewsletter.com. I hope to see you guys there. So, in closing, you guys, a video of Tucker Carlson has started to go viral again on social media for all the best reasons. This video is from 2013, and I don't know who picked this thing up again, but it started just going viral on Twitter, and everyone started sharing it and commentating on it, and I thought it was hilarious. Yeah, Tucker Carlson literally just fishing in Central Park. And, you know, this guy's name is Joey Boots, who used to work for for Howard Stern. He goes up to Tucker Carlson, and sadly, Joey Boots passed away in 2016, but he goes up to Tucker Carlson, and Tucker Carlson just kind of acts as if you think Tucker Carlson would, just kind of cool and kind of matter of fact. And oh, what's that? Is that a video camera? Just check out Tucker Carlson, this amazing exchange. It's truly awesome. So take a look at this and enjoy. Actually, let me make sure the audio is up here. Sorry, guys. Let me make sure the audio is good. Share audio. All right, here we go, you guys. All right.
How you doing? Great. I didn't know you could fish here.
What's that?
Huh?
What's that? What's that?
It's called a video camera.
Oh,
I didn't know you could fish here.
you can?
You can?
Yeah.
What are you fishing for?
Are you videotaping me?
Yeah.
Why?
Because you're in public, I can.
Well, I know you can.
Okay.
I'm not challenging your right. I just
Okay.
want to know why you.
I find it interesting that you're fishing in Central Park.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely allowed.
Okay.
It's allowed in 3 ponds. It's allowed in the pond.
I've never seen anybody fish here before. I videotaped that, which I find interesting and unique about the city of New York.
Well, it's a good thing. Yeah, you can. You can go right on the Central Park website, and I'll tell you, you can fish in the mirror.
Yeah, no, I'm not challenging the fact that you can. I'm just curious. I've never seen anybody fishing.
It's not very good fishing, and there are too many people around.
What kind of fish are there?
There are largemouth bass.
In this thing here?
Yep.
And what do you use for bait?
I'm a Y fly fish, so I use flies.
Do you catch the flies yourself?
No, flies are. I'll show you.
Oh, those are the things you make.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, the string. I'm stupid. I don't fly fish.
That's all right. Most people don't.
I've been like deep, seawater, deep sea fishing on party boats and such, friends' boats. Oh, okay.
See, and you tie them.
Yeah. You tie your own flies?
I do, yeah.
You do? Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in California.
Yeah, you did a lot of fly fishing out there?
Not really.
No?
But I learned in later life, and it's a great pleasure and a great sport.
It's like relaxing, right?
Very. And,
you live in New York now?
No. Well, I do live here part-time, actually.
Okay.
I can tell by your manner that you're from New York.
Get the hell out of here. Is it my accent?
It's everything about you, I would say. So when you videotape people, and I don't mind,
Right.
but I bet you some people do.
Yeah, they assault me sometimes.
Is that true?
Yeah. It makes for good video, though.
What do you do with the video?
I put it up on my channel. I have a lot of people that follow me.
Do you really?
Yeah.
That's great.
That's awesome. So, I mean, that is just that is everything you think Tucker Carlson would be. Just hanging out on a nice afternoon in Central Park, fishing and doing whatever. And then, a loud New Yorker comes up to him and starts talking to him. And they just have a pretty hilarious back and forth exchange. So that video has gone viral again on Twitter. And everyone's loving it, you guys. So, everyone, it's been great talking with you guys today. We're going to clip this episode up. We're also going to start putting up the audio on Spotify, Apple, SoundCloud, all those different platforms. We're just trying to get all that rolling. So, you guys, I appreciate every single one of you. Go to trendingpolitics.com. Make sure you're refreshing the website all day. We're getting content up all the time, you guys. So make sure you're refreshing that content. Go to ilovemyfreedom.com, you guys. We've got a lot of great products up there. We've got yard signs, hats, shirts, memorabilia, collector's item. We have a collector's coin coming up here pretty soon, celebrating this historic event of this last week, guys. So go to ilovemyfreedom.com, you guys. And, go shopping there. We got a lot of great stuff, an entire team in Kansas at our fulfillment center. And then, as I said before, trendingpolitics.com. Top 3,000 website in the country. Thanks to you guys. I appreciate every single one of you guys. According to similarweb.com, we are in the top 3,000 websites in the entire country. Not just the news category, the entire country. Imagine how many websites there are. We're in the top 3,000 according to similarweb.com. We had almost 5 million page views in the month of August. And it's all appreciative to every single one of you guys. So look, it helps us out a bunch when you're going to Trending Politics and you're refreshing, when you're liking and sharing these videos. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to hit the subscribe button somewhere here. If you're watching this on Facebook, please smash that thumbs up button. It helps us out immensely. I love each and every one of you guys. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I took a day off, so I'm not used to talking as much out loud. You guys all have an amazing rest of your Wednesday. I'll be back tomorrow with you guys at 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. You guys all have an amazing rest of your day.